Guys, I could not believe what came across my desk. It was Terrance Howard on the PBD podcast talking about how P. Diddy tried to mess with him. Not only that, but Terrance Howard, excuse me, was talking about not giving up your man card. Now, what does that mean? That means not allowing people to do anything with your body as a man because it's going to stick with you and destroy you from within. It's something that you can't get out of your head. You know how many people Diddy messed with that are boys just to show dominion, just to show his power over them? And they're superstars right now. You know how many? But they got fondled with by a grown man. And it sticks in them. It's stuck in them. It's in their mind. It tortures them. I'm sure of it. It tortures them. And Terrence Howard was talking about that, how he's not want to give up a man card, he's not want to play gay roles. And P. Diddy tried to touch him. It's like the stars is just coming out now and telling on each other, right? Check this out.
There's a short life in
Why,
the
why do you
acting
think that
world.
is with the creative side?
Well, because losing out money, you got to take drugs. You're going through so much to try and deal with life. You are literally, it's an unhealthy space. And so eventually you're going to go too far. Who knows what happened to Philip? Who knows what Heath had to do in order to get to where he was at? There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head. But when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card,
What is that? What do you mean by that?
you give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
Now I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right of being a mother and taking care of her family and do all those things, when you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things. Never going to be
All the people that went to the puffy parties. Did you hear that? Terrence Howard is saying this, guys. So he's saying all the boys, we know many of them, Brown right up in there. All them boys got their man card took. Now you're hearing stories about it from different people who people don't like to pay attention to because they may not be superstars or celebrities. Well, here you go. Terrence Howard, ladies and gentlemen. How about that?
all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some over greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what.
Man, I mean, one of the things you're seeing, you went to a whole different place.
Sorry.
No, I get it. So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and...
Isn't that interesting? They end up on drugs. How many superstar rappers do you know that are out of their mind on perks, that can't stop, that are, drinking just gallons of lean and all kind of just drugs, cocaine, marijuana, just up to the wazoo?
get the role. They get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here as men. We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary. You don't trade that in, no matter what.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the
Hell
consequences
yeah.
when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to f you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay.
So P. Diddy had Terrance Howard going to his house week after week after week and was just staring at him. Now, Terrance Howard is already on a different level, so it's different when it comes to people like this. P. Diddy, is probably has all kind of different fetishes, especially when you are in that position. You got all that money. You can do whatever you want. You can mess with whoever you want. So you start wanting different things that go outside of your nature. Terrance wasn't with it.
Okay, now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in and make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that because the man card means everything.
I had no idea we're going to go this direction with the podcast. This is absolute. But listen, we've talked about it. We've had a lot of the guys on to talk about this stuff. Are you done with Hollywood because of this specific reason?
I'm still working. I still, I haven't made the money necessary to do all of the other stuff. So I still have to go and do the Chitlin circuit. I still have to do the job that I need to. But eventually, I've done what I set out to do, which was to redefine the universe. I've proven what I've set out to do, and that's why I have all the patents. Whether they evaluate it or not, that's up to them. But I've done the work and finished it. Now I can go on and do whatever else we need to do.
Now, do I agree with Terrance Howard on everything he says? Of course not. However, this specific situation, yes, I do agree. There's many people who give up their man card. When he's saying man card, ladies and gentlemen, he's talking about a piece of them that shouldn't be given away to another man. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of these people in the business that are like Diddy, Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, a lot of them do different things to blackmail you. So Diddy may mess around and mess with a man who wants to be a superstar. He'll mess with him, record it, put that tape up, and he'll always have leeway of that guy. He'll always have power over his life. Now, the guy is a superstar, but he still can't sleep. He's over addicted on different drugs, alcohol. He knows that Diddy has that tape. And even if he didn't have that tape, he would have it inside of his soul. It's a recording within his soul, his self. You understand what I'm saying? It's also, in Mark 8:36, it talks about, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world, yet forfeit his soul? Guys, you can forfeit your soul. Can't sell your soul. Your soul is not to be sold with money. However, you can come into agreement with money where you're forfeiting your soul. There's different men who forfeit their souls. There's different men where, different people in general, women too, not just men. I'm saying men because of what Terrance Howard was talking about. But women too. Women get to this point where they forfeit their soul to become superstars. So they'll sleep with the producers and all kind of different things. Men and women. And then they'll get to the position of being a star and they're gone. It's just space up in here. They can't even grow emotions for somebody. That's why they can break up one person and get with somebody the next just like that. That's what's happening in the world right now. A whole lot of people who are just on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. Demon time, demon time, demon time. They're lost. They're in complete darkness. Complete darkness. Why? They forfeited their soul. Very, very sad. The domino effect is happening. You got Terrance Howard coming out and talking about this. You think other celebrities aren't going to come out and talk about their stories with Diddy? And Diddy's going down, more are going to go down. Domino effect is going to happen. Jay-Z's going to go down too. I've been saying that for I don't know how long. It's going to happen. A lot of these people built empires on blood, sweat, and tears, and it wasn't theirs. If you get my drift, if you catch my drift. May the truth come to light. Hallelujah. Glory is the Lord's, Jesus Christ. Love you guys. God bless you.